Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Behrudy, and welcome to my first tier list. For Mortal Kombat 11, this is going to be a week 2 tier list. I know a lot of people have been releasing tier lists, a lot of pro players have been releasing tier lists, but please take this all with a grain of salt. These characters are developing, the game is developing, tech is developing. God, you guys know NRS games, they update every other week, so a lot of characters will move up real fast. Let's get right into it. I kind of already constructed a list. I want to start from bottom to top, and if it was up to me, I would love to start it from like S+, S, S-, A tier, and then B tier. It's gonna seem really harsh when I put certain characters on D tier, but that's how it has to go. Alright, so I'm gonna start from bottom to top, and I'm just gonna talk about each character as we go along here. Hopefully I don't take too long, but knowing me, I probably will. I don't want to do it in any order particular, but we're gonna start off with D tier, which sadly hurts so much. I gotta put my boy Shao Kahn at the very bottom. Now, Shao Kahn has, like I mentioned, amazing whiff punishing tools. He's got, decent combos and, yeah, decent mid-range pokes, but I think his whiff punishing is probably the strongest part about him. But the fact that the lack of mix-up game really hurts him. And yes, he does have a low mix-up. His overhead mix-ups are really the thing about Shao Kahn is if you play him in a set, even if it's your first time playing against the character, if you play him in like a 1st to 10, it's very easy to figure out his strings, and you'll realize that you can really react to his overheads. Now, I do think he is probably about 1 buff away from being really damn good. And even if they make his forward 3 into 4 string, which is his mid into low, if they can make that special move cancelable, that alone will help this character so much. Move a little bit more, but I do think the priest summon for his Ryzen Emperor variation needs to be a little bit faster as well. But I can talk about Shao Kahn for days. I gotta be a little bit quicker with this as we move along here, alright? The next character, which still being figured out and developed. I have her unlocked on my Switch version of the game. I don't have her unlocked on PS4 yet. But Frost is a kind of what is referred to as a trap/setup character. And she's definitely got some cool things going for her. I like some of her strings, but the fact that she seems to be a bit of a setup character, as it seems so far in the tech that people have been finding out, and that just doesn't seem to work well in this game, because this is a game with so many defensive options, so many wake-up options, and even getting a knockdown is already quite difficult. And then on top of that, being on the offensive and then guessing so much, these kind of trap/setup characters don't work out very well. And it's very sad for me to even see Frost be so low, but she's got potential. I think she's totally can move up on the list with a few buffs, but just a few design flaws that really hold her back. Now let's go. Kotal Kahn is the next boy, and this is the last boy I'm putting on D tier. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry not to put these people so low. I'm sure I'm gonna run into some pro players that are gonna play these guys online and just absolutely destroy me. But Kotal Kahn, and correct me if I'm wrong, before the day 1 patch for MK11, Kotal Kahn had some really scary stuff. I think he had an inescapable setup, which I guess, okay, would have been way too much, but he might have had a few more damaging combos. There's a lot of tuning that happened in that first patch, and even Devora was another character that really went down the list after that first patch, but she probably would have been too much too. Yeah, Kotal Kahn just is not scary. Doesn't seem like he has a strong mix-up game. Doesn't seem like he has normals that stand out very much. I feel like in NRS games, like grappler characters and grappler archetypes, even though he's quite a bit different in this game compared to MKX, it's never really worked out. And I feel like they've tried, and Kotal is these 3 characters are definitely characters that just need to be looked at on the buff spectrum. Everywhere else, it's potential. I think there's a little bit more potential for the fact that, you could see a specialist winning with them. But anyways, talking too much. Next character, a character that I played against online a decent amount. I've played a few people who main this character, and that is Kano. And I love Kano's visual design in this game, but man, as far as mix-ups go, as far as, you know, just really, you just seem like you have to work so hard with Kano. And that's the one thing that I kind of noticed once I started to learn his strings and learn how to punish certain special moves. I don't know really how to fix Kano, to be honest with you guys. I'm sure a Kano specialist could tell you, but right now everything just seems, he seems like too much of just a basic, almost like a Mortal Kombat 2 character, if that makes sense. Just a little too generic, and yeah, Kano, I'm sorry, my brother. This character we just mentioned, D'Vorah, a character that just got probably over-nerfed, and this is the problem, a good problem, big problem, I should say, about characters, about people releasing tech on games before the game was actually released. And it's a good chance that NRS saw some of the stuff that people were doing with D'Vorah and just completely patched it in right away and just totally took out certain combo properties, because she did have some obviously super scary setups. She still has great normals. I do think that there's potential to even move her up to this B category. I might be being a little bit harsh, but still, overall, not a character I could see dealing with some of the S and A tier characters, because it's just so much work, man. It's so much work, and that's why these characters are so low. You can absolutely do work with them if you dedicate, but there's just the tier differential, I feel like, with what some of these characters will have once we get to them is makes me cry. Makes me cry. All right, let's move a little faster. This one could definitely potentially be B, but I'm putting her in C category. I don't care what people say. A lot of people are saying that, hey, this character's got a lot of potential. Some people would put her in the B, the balanced section. Now, the thing I have with Jade in this game, I do think that her zoning tools are amazing. She's got solid normals. I don't want to say over the top. You guys know I'm a Jade fanboy. I love Jade so much, and I'll still play her in this game. But Jade is absolutely Dhalsim. If you guys played Street Fighter, you know, Dhalsim really, I feel like over time, as games develop, Dhalsim doesn't really get better as a character. I feel like a lot of people just learn how to fight the matchup. They learn how to deal with the zoning. The damage and the combos don't hurt that much. She's in Dhalsim territory right now, where, yeah, sure, a specialist will do work with her, but I seriously think, especially against some of these S-tier characters, good luck. You have to play so clean to get consistent wins against higher level players. And, you know, just no room for errors. Like, once you get, you know, 50-50 to jumped in on and you got to start guessing, it's really hard. Like, and her normals close range aren't the best. What are you going to do? You're going to do the back 2-3-2 string. 2-3-2-3 is the string. It's a safe string and you can hit confirm it into a special move, but the 2-3-2, the third part, I'm pretty sure you could flawless block it. And it's a pretty easy flawless block. So her only like straight, safe, close string kind of just started getting bullied after a while. And I know a lot of people are putting her in that mid-tier category. I don't think she's mid-tier. I think I would put her in a little bit of the lower end. But this is my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. It's my list. Let me enjoy. All right, I'm going to move. I keep saying it. I'm going to move along faster. Collector, not a terrible character. I just think that some of his tools kind of get predictable over time. I still think there's a lot of room for exploring with him. But still, nothing really stands out super strong about him. I also would put Cassie Cage in this territory. Honestly, I might even put, hold on, let me put Raiden in there too. Maybe Cassie Cage is a bit better than her, because Cassie's actually got some cool mids and she's got some cool combos, and I think that people will be able to find more setups with her. I don't know. I don't really like what they did with Cassie in this game. They really, especially with the two variations that you can choose, I feel like she's got a lot more of her like air techie, what do you call it? Her tech variation when she's got like the flying drone and all that stuff. Like I really not a fan of her in this game. I really like playing her in MK10. But anyways, Cassie still solid. I think there's room for exploration, but I just don't see why you want to play her over Sonya, which is a much better character, which we'll get to later on. Raiden, he's a strange one. He's another one of those characters that once you learn to fight, just does not... And I've played quite a few Raidens online. I've played some really good Raidens. And I just feel like a lot of the mid-strings are not great. Yeah, I do think that the 50-50 game is not that strong. The combo potential is there, but it also has a lot of combos that you can like float out of after a certain amount of time. And that's why one of the reasons why Sub-Zero is so good is the fact that you can't really break away out of his combos. But yeah, Raiden, I thought he was much better when the game in the first week, honestly. But as I started to play a few more Raidens online, I started to kind of figure out some of the flaws of the character. And I feel like it's just the damage output and just he seems really slow. He seems way slower than I've really wanted him to be. And I think that's because maybe he was really quick at MKX. I feel like at MKX, especially pre-nerf, Raiden was like really damn good. And I feel like even his overhead and his overall combo potential is much slower. Oh, we're getting to the good stuff here. I'm going to put Scarlet on B tier as well. Obviously, we're getting closer to the front of B tier, which I think that Scarlet's good. She's really, really solid. I think she does amazing in certain matchups. I think she definitely struggles a lot against the S tier category, but I think she can beat anyone in A tier. I think, it just takes this character specialist to really play Scarlet really well. Big problem with her save string becomes quite easy to flawless block, especially if you're offline. Yeah, just a lot of mix-ups with her are not as scary as they seemed in the beta. Just overall, solid character, really, really solid. I think that she is definitely the zoning archetype that NetherRealm should have looked at more. I don't think she's a full-on zoner. I think she's amazing in that mid-range, but she can zone against certain characters. I feel like, NRS did a really good job with her design and her gameplay style overall. And I think it's definitely like, why play Jade when you can play Scarlet, in my opinion, right now. Katana at the front of B tier. I was very close to putting her in A tier, but you know what? Another one of those characters that, and there's quite a few Katanas that I've played too, and I'm also just kind of seeing how she's doing in the competitive realm. I just feel like you have to work really hard with her against certain strings. You can make yourself safe, but you give up your turn, and then you might have to read like a 50-50 throw, or you have to eat a jab, and then that goes into another mix-up. So yeah, she kind of puts herself in these bad situations in a lot of her mid-strings, and that's just one thing I noticed about her. You have to really condition your opponent into how you end off her mid-string, and that's one big weakness I found. Combo potential's there, but can really flip out of her combos really easily because of the way her combo starter is. So I put Katana there. It kind of hurts me to put her there, but hey. All right, we're going into A tier, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing on time? Okay, good. I wanted to chat for a little bit about this, man, because I want to see how wrong I am in another month as the game develops. But this is the A tier. Now, the one thing I want to talk about A tier is that I feel like anyone in A tier can win a tournament, can beat anyone in S tier in the right hands. You just have to work a little bit harder with them and just be a little bit more of a specialist. I mean, I feel like, to win any high stakes tournament, you got to be a character specialist. But these characters, there's quite a few of them in A tier that I put down. I feel like really, really could do work, and you guys could see who's left. So the first person I'm going to put in the very back of A tier is Cabal. Now, Cabal is a character I played quite a bit of, actually, especially in the beta, and I played him a bit when the actual game released. Great character. Obviously it hurt him the fact that he they changed up the variation a little bit. I feel like he's a character that could probably even move up more into S tier potentially if they let you customize your own variation. He just lost a bit of damage output. He's quite an honest character in a sense when you especially compare him to like MK9 Cabal, and you can just compare. Yeah. When you compare it to MK9 Cabal, he's just a very footsie oriented character that does have a strong mix-up game, or a decent mix-up game. I don't want to say strong. You know, he's got good normals. He can zone. He could play well in that mid-range. And really whiff punish. I think if you can get good at whiff punishing with Cabal, man, you are gonna be a goddamn threat. Cabal is scary. I love this design too. I feel like they really nailed it with his look and the different variation mask. I know this is not a cosmetic tier list, but let me just show my love for the game. All right, let me gush a little bit as a Mortal Kombat fan. But overall, a great design for a Cabal. But yeah, I feel like you definitely have to work with him. And some people will disagree with that, but great character. I would say he's honest. Next one here, I kind of have a saved list here because I don't want to be thinking about what my choices are. So if I'm looking over here, this is my cheat sheet that I made a little bit earlier. The next person I put on the list is Jackie. Jackie is kind of like, you know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of Ken from Street Fighter V, if that makes sense. She's got a dash cancel. She has to kind of work her way to get in. Obviously, she could ape in with her punch, but it's risky and punishable. But she's got that mix-up game. She's got that pressure game. I think her big weakness is that mid-range. She just kind of has to really get in. She has to be in that close or sweep range. For all you Mortal Kombat fans, you guys know the sweep range. So I feel like that's her only flaw, is just kind of getting in. But once she's in, really scary, got the damage output. Like, I've actually practiced a decent amount of Jackie. I really, really like her, but she's gotta work. Next character on here who's actually won a tournament or two, but might be better online than offline. Y'all don't shoot me for saying that. Johnny Cage, man. And I'm really happy to see Johnny Cage be good in this game. I don't remember the last game that Johnny Cage, I don't think Johnny Cage was very good at MK9. Or speaking of which, any MK in terms of his tier placing. Well, actually, you know what? MKX Johnny was not terrible. Yeah, he wasn't terrible. He got in that ass. Johnny Cage, good combo potential, good normals. I feel like he's got really good mid-range tools. And I just feel like the fact that he's got really strong corner combos as well. That's one thing that really set out with me from Johnny. And yeah, I'm happy to see that he's not only really fun to play, but he's a solid character. I feel like he can take on anyone in the cast if you really train with him. Next one, which I kind of wanted to move up a little bit further, and I might be wrong about this, this order. Don't take it too hard, but take the tier placings. Is Jax. Jax, the man, the booty snatcher. Look at him, man. What a handsome motherfucker, man. Jax is so badass. Really good character. I feel like I'm kind of surprised I don't see him in more tournaments, to be honest with you. Good mix-ups. He's got the command grab in that one variation. Just good damage and good mix-ups is all I'm going to leave it at. I feel like, if you're a character, if you're a player who likes to mix your opponent up, Jax is a really, really fun choice for you. I feel like you can really bully opponents with him. And you know what? He can zone too, against a lot of characters. That's one thing that really was annoying to me with Jax, was not only was I afraid of him close up, I was afraid of him from far away. I felt like some of his range tools against certain characters too, better against certain characters than others. Obviously, he can really bully that ass, man. Yeah, Jax is good. I feel like I want to move him up a little bit more. Honestly, Jax I might even move in front of Liu Kang, to be honest with you. But, I'll put Liu. So Liu motherfucking Kang. A character that some people might put a little bit lower than this, but I think Liu Kang is quite solid. I feel like once people really get some things down with him, he's good, man. He's really, really good. I feel like he can also... I feel like it was a bicycle kick that can also put your opponent in like a restand situation. You might be at 0-0, but still really like strings that you can condition your opponent with. You can kind of stop midway, and you could, just really adapt to how your opponent reacts to your strings. I think that's one big strength about him. Obviously, he's got great combo potential. Just overall solid character. I might do it. I might move him behind Jax. Can I? Yeah, I'll do it. I do think he's great, and I feel like, there will be a lot of strong Liu Kang players in the tournament scene. They're just gonna be, again, character specialists. Really, I'm happy because I wasn't sure how to feel about Liu Kang when I first tried the game. I was kind of like, I'm not too certain about this one. I love you. Thank you for watching this long and watching me ramble, but next choice. Man, I'm a bit of a... You guys can probably... Oh my god, I totally forgot. Can we go back to B tier again? Because I forgot to put Cetrion on this thing. I'm sorry. We're backpedaling here. That's Cetrion. I'll just make this quick. I put her... between, honestly, even worse, maybe. Not terrible. Zoner, I think people are still figuring out a lot of things with her. Again, another character I feel like that just needs to work too hard. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I have to say about her. I could probably get into more depth about certain strings and stuff. A few top players. Man, I keep referring to players as characters. A few top players have been trying some stuff with her, but overall, I don't see her being whipped out too much in tournaments. So sorry, I'm sure you guys saw her at the bottom. It was like, god damn, is she gonna end up in S tier? Don't think so for now. Next one, Noob motherfucking Cybot, man. Character, no hurt box. You kidding me? Great mid-range normals, can really bully. Great, is it down 4? I want to say it's down 4. Great down 4. Noob Cybot's good. He is really, really good. I feel like he's another character that might really come out of the Shadow Realm. I love you, baby. Solid character overall. I feel like Noob Cybot, and good combos too, man. Really, really good combos. I feel like his only weakness is that potentially you really want to avoid Noob Cybot's range, right? And if you're playing against someone really smart, they're gonna really try and avoid those poke ranges. But the great thing about him is I feel like a lot of his strings that you throw out are really low risk too, because of the lack of hurt box. So Noob solid. Here's a character I'm moving up to the front of A tier, and I know I'm a bit of a fanboy for this character, and you guys know I play him a little bit, just casually. I haven't been playing him for that long. Motherfucking Raka, man. You gotta work hard with Baraka. You definitely gotta work hard in a sense that you're gonna need to find your way in. You don't gotta work hard for damage. But the other good thing, and I know Ultra David actually mentioned this on Twitter, and I thought that it was a very smart analysis, is that a lot of Baraka's mix-ups, like his back 3, for example, it has a short active window frame. So there's the active hurt box is only around for such a short amount of time, meaning that if people delay get up or do something, especially delay get up, it really hurts you to whiff a button, especially because it's such a slow button. So his mix-up game is not the strongest, but it's there. His mid pokes are solid. He's definitely got some pretty damn good normals, considering he's a character that will hit you for 35 to 40% anytime he touches you. But you have to work your way in. And the strongest thing about him is his jump-in. His down 1 jump-in is so good, because a lot of characters in this game, like Garrus and many others, can just kind of like stand 1 anti-air you. And even if they try and anti-air you with a late uppercut, your down one will beat it. And that down one will lead into a full combo. Once you learn how to be patient, how to slowly get in, once you're in that ass. If you get your hit confirms down, the opponent's just going to be so afraid of you, right? It's just because every hit, like I said, just leads to so much. And I think that you're not going to see a lot of Baraka players, but the ones you do, like Tweety is out there, will really shine and really go far. The big weakness with him is, yeah, just I feel like that far range game, but the fact that he even has a projectile, you know, really good. He may move down the list, but I seriously think that once people really start understanding flawless blocking, start understanding the matchups, because we're still so early on that we let a lot of things slide. Once you stop letting things slide and you're a player with strong fundamentals, man, I just seriously think Baraka will be a threat. I really do think that. And a lot of people might not agree with this placing of just even being an A tier, but I think so. Yeah? All right, let's keep it moving. Top 5, ladies and gentlemen. You guys care to guess? Talked about a little bit. Sub-Zero. So happy to see Sub-Zero this high. I feel like Sub-Zero is a character that just got slapped in the booty many times as far as just his character archetype going. I don't think he was fantastic in MK9. Even though I know that there were specialists who were playing him, I don't think he was the greatest in MKX, but I feel like he's really strong in this game. Great resets, great normals, good zoning game. Could really keep people on their toes because that slide just comes out of nowhere. So, yeah, he could really close distance fast. And the fact that he can guarantee damage, what I was mentioning way earlier in the video, is the fact that he guarantees damage. And that's so great. You can't really break away out of a lot of his combos. Or by the time you do break away, it's so late into the combo. Sub-Zero's great. And I think that he is... he's gonna win some tournaments. I think so. I think if the right player comes out with Sub-Zero, I think he can win some tournaments. Next one, Sonya Blade. Should make it quicker here. Great character. Great mids, good advancing normals, solid mix-ups. Just overall, very scary pressure from Sonya. And to be honest, I don't feel like I'm seeing her enough online, but in tournaments you see her. I feel like a lot of top players are playing Sonya, but too bad her voice is just terrible. That's probably why she's a little bit further back on the S tier. Ronda Rousey, sorry. Scorpion, my boy, my main squeeze. Black and yellow, Wiz Khalifa. Very good character. I feel like he's definitely got some flaws. Of course, I feel like, you know, a lot of things can get predictable with him, but good damage output, can make himself safe with a lot of stuff. You know, as far as S-rank characters go, I mean, he's got a lot of shit that's cheap, but a lot of stuff that's quite fair and balanced. I would not want to see Scorpion nerfed just yet, because I definitely do think that against these next two characters, he's got to work a bit. You know, he's got to get in that ass. But overall, Scorpion, you know, I thought that without Misery Blade variation, he might really drop off. But to be honest, he didn't need Misery Blade. And I feel like the buff that they made to make some of his strengths safer really helped him out. And could be very annoying to deal with for certain characters, especially because you can't really zone him. Garrus, next character, goddamn, I don't know what kind of crack Ed Boon was smoking when he looked at this character and was like, let's give him 3,000 crushing blows. Okay, it's not that many crushing blows, but he's got a lot of crushing blows. He's got amazing mid-normals. He's got really good mix-ups. Garrus has everything. He really has everything. There's like, you know, the fact that he can even, like I don't want to call him a zoner, but he could absolutely zone you. And if you're a zoning character, he'll just spit that sand on your feet, and then he's back into applying pressure because he's, you know, cleared all that distance. Just crazy. Garrus is, I feel like he's a character that's even got more potential than people think. I know I'm putting him on S tier and you're like, God damn, he's got all the potential you could think of, but I think that he could even be the best character in the game, honestly. I think that people are still figuring out the little nuances with him, but a real specialist with Garrus would be, it was so annoying. He was made for the MK11 engine, and I think that's the thing that really sticks out to me when I think of this character. Just so good. Number 1, and could potentially be number 2. I mean, I don't really take the orders that much into consideration, like I said before. Aaron motherfucking Black, man. This character, and don't get me wrong, this is not the reason why Sonic Fox is winning tournaments, because Sonic Fox would probably play anyone in this A tier, probably any character, and eventually win a fucking tournament. God, I gotta stop swearing. All right, YouTube, do not demonetize me, ladies and gentlemen. God is gracious. Aaron Black is a great zoner. Great mix-ups, amazing mix-ups, I should say. You know, mid-screen 50-50, you gotta always guess. He can cancel any of his strings into a low, so he can go for an overhead into a low, or just commit to the overhead. So he can really condition opponents greatly. He's got a fantastic crushing blow that he can just pocket and, you know, kind of dish out at any point in the game. And yeah, just also the guaranteed damage also after like the poison is great, right? He's got setups after his slide to set up the poison on the ground and then go for a grab, and it's just so much damage. I feel like Aaron Black, extremely annoying to deal with, can absolutely shut down zoners too, which is just nuts. The fact that he can shut down zoners and just kind of get in that ass whenever he wants. You know, he's one of those characters that, you know, if you could deal with the zoning out of nowhere, he could just kind of make his way in. And yeah, just a great character overall to deal with. I didn't expect Aaron Black to be that great in this game. I thought that after MKX, and don't get me wrong, in MKX I feel like it was just Sonic Fox that was really making Aaron Black seem so good. But in this game, really solid character, man. But feel like I've talked enough. You know, just overall thoughts about this game is I don't want to see any of these top characters nerfed yet, especially these S tier characters. I don't want to see too many changes yet because the game is developing. This list can totally go all over the place. I definitely want to see some of these characters looked at, and just small things with these B characters, because I do think there's a lot of potential for these B characters. I feel like they can also just do work when they're in the right hands, so don't think that this is bad. And this C territory are characters that just need to be looked at a little bit more, even in a good person's hands. Like, they just need a few more things to help them make better. Honestly, Devora could possibly close, but even Jade, I think, needs to go down. And goddamn D tier, woo! Goodness gracious, Ed Boon was smoking some good weed. I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this tier list. Let me know what you guys think about my list. I would love to hear it. If you enjoyed it in any way, please give this video a like. It helps the channel out a ton. You know what? In another few weeks, maybe another 3 weeks to a month, I would love to make another list and just see how the game developed. But at that point, there's a good chance there might be a bit of a balance patch. Who knows? Who knows? I think NetherRealm's learned from their mistakes. Anyways, guys, I love you all very much. You're beautiful. Like I said, like the video, man. Help a brother out. If you guys are subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Hit that bell icon if you want to see more videos from me, because y'all know YouTube ain't show anything. You're all the best, and I'll see you in the next one.